Joe Rogan is once again in trouble with the media for his recent Netflix special, where he, according to the New York Post, mocks trans COVID vaccine in new Netflix special. I don't think that's quite fair. I think he's making jokes. I guess you could say making jokes is mocking, but if you make a joke about, black people are this way and white people are this way. Do you say, comedian mocks black people? I think it's a little hyperbolic, but got me to click on it. And I would say that the media, from what I've seen in other articles, New York Post is more kind to him than most. He is getting a lot of hate for a lot of his views, which is no surprise. I like that Joe Rogan allows a lot of different people onto his platform, and he's generally pretty pro free speech, though not as much as I would like sometimes. The comedian's special Burn the Boats premiered on Saturday night, and he had many controversial views that he put into his comedy. I think he made a lot of kind of mild comments at the beginning saying, I want to be clear, I believe in trans people, and goes into a little bit of a diatribe about, he is not, Joe Rogan is not really a conservative. He absolutely believes that, in changing your gender and all this stuff. And yet, so does Dave Chappelle, by the way. But they don't go with it 100%. And in certain circles, you almost have to. Though they both do have Netflix specials, they haven't been canceled from that. A lot of it's because they're just so big, you can't really cancel them. He talks about the coronavirus and the vaccines, and even says he might have played a part in spreading vaccine misinformation. He might have, to a degree. I think there was a lot of information. It always depends what you consider vaccine misinformation, right? I'm sure there's things that he said that were incorrect, but I remember hearing things like, if you get the vaccine, you won't get the virus, and that's not true. So was that vaccine misinformation? Because many senior people were saying that. And, what did they know and when did they know it is also the question. I don't blame people for saying things if they genuinely believe they were true based on the scientific evidence. But as we've seen, sometimes that gets distorted and it's not always as clear cut as some people like to say it is. And there's a lot of motivated reasoning in some of the pronouncements that were made around the lockdowns, the masks, the vaccines, when to roll them out, who to roll them out to. I don't want to get too much into. I just think it's good that he is able to say some of this stuff on Netflix. It makes it a lot easier for everyone else to say what they think about these topics. And it makes it easier to avoid the cancel culture, because when he gets platformed by major entertainment companies like Netflix, it sends a message that it's okay for a lot of other people to talk about this as well. He has backed down in a few instances about free speech. For example, he faced backlash for using the N-word, which I think he actually made a mistake here. This is one of the reasons why I said at the beginning, I don't think Joe Rogan is that good on free speech, because he did delete a lot of episodes, particularly when he moved over to Spotify. Originally, I believe he said, they were going to be transferred, or he didn't know what happened to him, but then it became clear that behind the scenes, he did know, and they were deleting episodes, not transferring certain episodes. He deleted a lot of good episodes, I think, just because of a naughty word or certain topics with controversial guests. Now, you can still obviously he's a huge creator, you can still get his stuff. But I wish Spotify would have hosted everything he said, not just some of it. And I wish he would have stood by saying the N-word and other controversial words, when you make it the N word and you don't even want to say what it is, I think it just feeds into the power of the word. It's not like saying it out loud hurts anyone, it's how you use it. That's kind of obviously the case. And when we say that anyone, particularly of a certain skin color, who says it should be canceled, not only do we create a lot of fear around something as innocent as someone rapping along with a famous black artist who's not black, create a lot of fear in them, we also enable a lot of these cancel culture crucifixions where you've seen people lose scholarships, get fired from their job, get all sorts of hate for just carelessly slipping the word in when they didn't even mean it in a hateful way. And I wish he wouldn't have fed into that. However, I am glad he is on Netflix and he's speaking out about controversial topics. I think it is very good that Netflix is willing to stand by Joe Rogan and Dave Chappelle, at least to a degree, publicly. And I hope going forward, people will have more freedom to talk about these controversial issues without fear of censorship. Though going into the election, I think there's going to be an increasing clampdown. But we'll see. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.